While Sunbreak would be the end of an era, there are still a few monsters that should return. Here are my picks for top 10 monsters that should return in Sunbreak. In order to fully appreciate what each monster would bring into the game, I would be using their corresponding armor and weapon. Keep in mind we would focus on the base version of monsters only. Also, we are leaving out elder dragons from this list as they will be covered in a separate video. Number 10. Malfesto. A bird wyvern which is most at home in the dark. It catches prey with its wings and talons. Scales in its wings can scatter a pollen that can confuse its foes. Its pivoting neck is characteristic, and it's worth a look to see it turn completely around to look behind itself. Malfesto is a monster that you should be aware of. While it's not the most powerful of monsters, it does have one special trick up its sleeve: confusion. It is the only monster in the series that causes the confusion that reverses the hunter's movement controls. Pressing up will move you backward. Pressing right will turn you left, and so on. This can make evasion and positioning for attacks very tricky, so watch out. Number 9. Plesioth. The only first-generation monster on this list. Plesioth is a water wyvern, and as such it can be found swimming in water areas of the map. Oftentimes, hunters will lure it out of the water with a stone, sonic bomb, or fishing it out with a frog. Giant piscine wyverns which can be spotted near bodies of water. Where wings would be found on other wyverns, it has developed fins specialized for swimming and, as a result, cannot fly. Despite its fish-like appearance, it is just as comfortable on land. However, the most famous thing about Plesioth is its odd hitboxes and hit check. While these have been changed in later appearances of the monster, some hunters believe that Plesioth could actually attack through hyperspace. Number 8. Duramboros. Giant brute wyverns with hammer-like growths on their tails. They subsist on fallen or withered trees, often using their tails to knock said trees over. Researchers speculate that the lumps on their backs act as some sort of energy source. This monster is a big boy. The Duramboros is a massive creature with moss-covered skin that makes it look like a mountain. It uses its weight to ram into hunters, literally filling your entire screen with its bulk. It also has a hammer-like tail club which covers an extremely large area. If that doesn't take you down, Duramboros can use its tail club as a counterbalance to build up momentum, hurl itself at you, and crush you with its body. Number 7. Celtas and Celtas Queen. Two monsters share this lot. They are the only ones in the franchise that work as a team. Not only do they team up on hunters like any other monster would, but Celtas can also sit on top of Celtas Queen to fight as a single unit. In their merged stage, the heavy, wingless Celtas Queen would gain flying ability and new attack moves. Celtas Queens possess a hard carapace, which they use to protect their vulnerable abdomens and mucus-spewing maws, which are vulnerable when exposed. Unable to fly by themselves, these wingless female neopterans release pheromones to lure in male Celtas to serve as thralls. And don't think you can avoid the combination attack by killing the smaller Celtas first. The queen will simply summon another one to replace it. Number 6. Atlka. The Golden Empress of Praying Mantises resides in a huge, ruined castle. She flattens towns and fortresses, and uses the wreckage to build her lair ever larger. Have you ever wondered how Hunter learned to wyvern ride, or to use ilk bind attack with wirebug? Wyvern riding is a skill that people can learn, but they don't just learn it by reading a book, and then practicing in their backyard. Perhaps like most thing in this world, hunters learn silk bind attacks and wyvern ride by observing Mother Nature. It's rumored that the Empress's throne, as it is known, is strewn with golden cocoons and webbing, which contain stolen treasures. Number 5. Devil Joe. Have you ever seen a T-Rex? A pickle? This monster is a cross between the two. And it's always hungry, always angry, and it's coming for you. Its name? Devil Joe. It's one of the most dangerous creatures you'll ever encounter in this game. So if you go up against it, you're going to need more than just basic knowledge of how to play this game. Due to its enhanced metabolism, Devil Joe must constantly seek out prey. It is extremely violent and known to snatch up large monsters in its powerful maw and flail them around. Number 4. Zamtrios. Amphibians that strike from frozen waters, using the cold to stun their prey. Frogs are their favorite food. Zamtrios is a monster with a shark-like appearance. It can encase itself in an icy armor with spines and horns, increasing both its attack and defense capability. It is aggressive by nature and will attack anything that comes near it. They secrete a special liquid that both coats their own body with icy armor and freezes any nearby foes. But that's not all. Zamtrios has an elastic skin that allows it to fill itself with fluid. Once well up to massive proportions, it rolls around on top of targets like a tank. Number 3. Glavenus. Monsters are powerful, but hunters are more than a match for them thanks to their massive weapons. What if the monsters could wield weapons? That's where Glavenus comes in. A brute wyvern that can bring its mighty tail down on foes like a massive sword, decimating them in an explosion of flames created from the volatile components found in its scales. If its tail dulls from accumulated soot, a Glavenus will use its fangs to resharpen it. By sharpening its tail using its mouth, Glavenus will swallow the soot and ore. Heated ores are turned into a magma-like substance that Glavenus can spit out of its mouth, which explodes after some time has passed. Number 2. Lagiacrus. Leviathans that exist at the top of the aquatic food chain. Feared by sailors as the lords of the seas, Lagiacrus store enough electricity in their spinal organs to make the ocean surge. Occasionally they can be found resting on land as well. We've been waiting for this one. Lagiacrus was one of the monsters we were most excited to see, but it wasn't meant to be. In Monster Hunter World, development team had to abandon their work on Lagiacrus due to technical difficulties with making Leviathan work on bumpy terrain and slopes. However, it looks like Capcom has found a way to make Leviathan work again. Most maps in Monster Hunter Rise include water areas. And it's there that you find your usual suspects, Royal Ludrith, Samarkand, Almudron, and Mizutsuni. Will Lagiacrus make an appearance in Sunbreak? We will find out soon. Number 1. Gormagala. Although Lagiacrus is one of the most popular monsters, it's not the only one. Gormagala, who first appears in Monster Hunter 4, is another flagship monster. Gormagala is a creature of darkness and destruction. Its wings are covered in a thick coat of jet black fur that resembles a tattered and ragged cape. When not engaged in combat, Gormagala tends to cloak its body with its wings by latching them onto its back, making it look like it has a giant cape flowing from its back. Its sinister and evil design make him the perfect monster to represent Sunbreak's Western fantasy setting. Gormagala is one of the most elegant monsters you'll ever encounter. A bizarre wyvern that, when threatened, scatters pollen-like scales that heighten its own senses while causing detrimental effects to any other creatures that inhale them. As elusive as it is mysterious. Here are some more videos on Monster Hunter. Thanks for watching.